February 16th, time for more Black excellence during Black History Month. Let's get it. So today we are going to talk about the wonderful Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. If you don't know, you're about to know. She was born on October 29th, 1938 in Monrovia, Liberia as Ellen Eugenia Johnson. She would live a pretty normal life until she married her husband James Sirleaf at the age of 17 in 1955. Later on, she would travel to the U.S. with her husband where she could continue her education post-high school and would earn her associate's degree from Madison Business College. Also, she would actually divorce her husband James Sirleaf in 1961 due to his abusive tendencies. A few years later, she would return to her education and earn her bachelor's degree from the University of Colorado in 1970, while simultaneously being enrolled in the Harvard Kennedy School and earn her master's degree in economics and public policy in 1971. Upon completion of her education, she would return to Liberia, where she would be appointed as the Assistant Minister of Finance from 1972 to 1973. However, she would resign from the position due to a dispute that she had over the government spending. A few years later, they would actually appoint her as the Minister of Finance for the country, in which she would serve that position from 1979 to 1980. She would flee the country in November of 1980 due to a military coup that overthrew the government, and would actually return in 1985 to run as vice president during the country's elections that year. In August of 1985, she would be placed on house arrest and sentenced to 10 years in prison for a speech in which she insulted the current sitting president at that time. She would be pardoned and released a month later in September, but was removed from the presidential ticket. Thus, she decided to run for the Senate seat in Montserrado County. She would win that position, but would not accept the seat as a protest to election fraud. However, 12 years later, she would run again in the presidential election of 1997, but would lose to Charles Taylor in another controversial manner. Some years later, after Liberia's second civil war, Ms. Sirleaf would run for president a third time during the country's 2005 election. On November 23, 2005, she would be declared the winner, becoming not only Africa's, but the world's first ever female elected president. Her term was so nice, she ran it back twice, being re-elected as president in 2011. Her full term would last from 2006 to 2018, in which the country of Liberia saw tremendous growth in not only women's rights, health, poverty, and many other facets of the country. Along with that, in 2011, she actually would win the Nobel Peace Prize as well. After serving as president, she retired from politics and is now working with numerous foundations, continuing to support one of her primary objectives, which is women's rights throughout Africa. She's still with us to this day, and Ms. Sirleaf, if you ever see this video, we just want to say thank you for your continued fight and your impact upon the world. Tune in tomorrow, guys, for more Black excellence during Black History Month. Peace.